Hey everybody, it's Christine. Welcome to a new edition of Stealing Saturday. This week I am up with my talented friend Heather Leopard, and Heather has a really great, unique design style. So all of her layouts have a really different feel to them. She's just got a great eye for design. And so I was excited to dig through her Instagram and pick out one that would take me out of my normal comfort zone. And this is the one that I picked. It has a lot of color blocking going on, which is something I do a lot of, but the way she set it up was really unique. And so I really was drawn to it. And I also knew with what I had on hand, I could make it work. So I pulled out some bright cherry colors because I am going to do a layout about my daughter baking, and I'm going to use the So Much Pun collection from Doodlebug Design. I've been playing a lot with that collection, and I've got a whole bunch of them back in storage to share with you down the road, but this one is going to focus on the baking aspect of it and the sweet candy sweet aspect of it. So you can see I lined up my circles up top just like she did. I cut these circles to be about 2 inches wide, and then I picked out coordinating papers that are almost all petite prints from Doodlebug Design to stretch below them in 2-inch long strips. Now, Heather broke her strips up below a little bit more. I opted to just do a full-on strip there just because I knew I wasn't working with a straight-on collection that I could use all the papers from or a straight-on kit. And so I knew I didn't want to have to dig too much for ways to add to that. So going with one solid color there was a good way for me to go. And you'll see my layout, you can definitely tell I lifted it from her, but it ends up with a pretty different vibe to it in the end. Now, you also see that the backside of my paper is patterned paper. I realized at like 9 o'clock as I was working on this, and I'm completely out of white cardstock, not a single sheet of it in sight. So I had to go through and find a paper that I had enough of to use the back of, which was kind of annoying, but yes, I will be making a run for white cardstock today. So the next thing I'm doing is taking the same cardstock that I used for the circles, and I'm just going to do a strip down the middle of this. Now, this is totally different from what Heather did. I just wanted to add an extra design element and really make that vertical look strong. And this was one way to accomplish that, and I really liked how it looked when I was playing with it and put it up against that. All of this lining stuff up took a little while, as you can see. It was not the fastest part, but it did come together, and it wasn't too terribly difficult to get them straight. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is add on my pictures. These are cut to obviously be 2 inches wide, and I did them 3 inches tall. So basically there was room for about 3-inch tall photos. If I did 3 of them in a row, they would fit into those columns perfectly. Heather got 8 pictures on there. I just didn't have 8 pictures of this event, and so I did 5. So I have 1 in each column, and you can see I stretched them out to be in different locations. So they're not straight across, mixed and matched where they went. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is where the So Much Pun collection from Doodlebug comes in. I am going to use stickers and odds and end pieces from this to play up the color more. One thing I am doing is I'm trimming down stickers when it doesn't quite work for me, especially like I had one that says taco, so taco about fun. So I didn't want the taco part today, but I really wanted the word fun in green, so I'm going to cut it out and just use fun. What I looked for was 3 white stickers with quotes. One that I could put in the blue purple area, one that I could put in the pink orange area, and one that I could put in the green area. And if you can see, I'm creating a visual triangle between my 3 groups of clusters. Now, the kicker here was to not go overboard. I had a lot of supply options to work with. So I had to be really cautious about not adding too much. And you'll see I'll put stuff on, take it back off, put it back on, take it off, move it around. I do a lot of that shifting because I don't want the whole thing to be so busy that you lose the pictures in it. The 3 quotes, all 3 of them are from the This and That 12 by 12 cardstock sticker sheet. And all 3 of them I changed a little bit. So the circle you're seeing, You're So Sweet, had a border on it, but the colors didn't quite work for this. So I cut out just that part. The You Bake the World a Better Place, that one, obviously I cut out. You can see that already. I cut off the border on that one as well because I really wanted the bake part to stand out with the blue writing. And like I said, the bottom, I'm going to cut out Fun and add that on. Now, you can see that I'm doing some overlapping. That was one thing I really wanted to do on this. I did not want to keep the columns straight. I wanted to overlap my colors and kind of make them mesh together. Particularly because I'm going kind of in a rainbow color order. The other thing I struggled with, though, was I didn't have everything in every color. Like, there is no purple in the So Much Pun collection. But I wanted purple on my layout because I had purple in the cake, and I just felt like it would be lacking without it. I also felt like it made it a little more girly. And so what I did is I took a couple of the hearts from the odds and ends die cut pieces, and I flipped them over. And I just added purple ink to them and made them, so I took the white side and made them purple and made them work that way. I didn't need a ton for right there. I just needed a little bit. I also pulled in a Doodle Pop, which is a little 3D sticker, and they have cardstock, but they also have like additional elements, enamel dots, that kind of thing, to really make them interesting. And so I decided that oven would work really well, and look how nice it looks there on that blue section. Now, the next step is going to be to pull in my favorite enamel dots. Now, I have some of these from Doodlebug, some of them just from my stash, and I am going to just place them somewhat strategically, surrounding the clusters in the area of that color. I had to really dig to find some green ones that would coordinate. Apparently I really like that color because I had like everything else wasn't tough to find, but that one I really had to dig into. Now, if you're looking at this and going, where's your title? Okay, this was something I really struggled with, and this is something I do struggle with on layouts where I have a lot of quotes going on. I always am like, do I need a title? I feel like there has to be a title, though. My eye always searches for the title on a layout. And so for me, that was an important thing to add. Now, Heather had up in her circles, she had little quotes or sayings. I decided to use that for my title. So I pulled out some black stickers, also from Doodlebug, and put baked up there. And then what I'm going to do is also add in the word sweetness, which was from the odds and ends, the chit chat one, which has all quotes and words and stuff. So I'm going to add that there, but I am going to move my quote in the blue down just a little bit because I felt like it was a little bit crowded up there once I added sweetness on. So I'm going to just shift that down a little bit. I trimmed off the bottom so I could do that. And then you can see I've got a little more break, a little more room in between those two. The sweetness, I knew I really wanted to use that word. I just wasn't sure how to make it work. But I think it works really well here with the black on there. Now, if you're looking at it and going, black was a strange choice for my letters. Well, there's a lot of black within the writing already on the layout, and if you can see, I've got my black pen out. I'm actually going to do something with that here. I am going to take the black pen that I have out, and I am going to outline the color blocks, the circles, the strips down the middle. And so I'm going to create a nice black background, which will make everything pop a little bit more. And yes, you can see I'm erasing. I made a little mistake. I'm using an erasable gel pen, so that if I do make a mistake, I can fix it. Especially because I'm working on this really late at night, and so I knew I was running a bigger risk with tiredness that I was going to botch up the designs, and since I'm at the end, I want that option. You'll see, though, in the end that all that does is just create some stronger lines and breaks everything up a little bit more, as well as adding to the black within the layout. So there you have it, brand new layout. Featuring lots of doodlebug design, lots of fun little sayings and icons, and inspired by Heather Leopard. So be sure to hop on over to her video to see what she lifted from me, and also be sure to check out her Instagram account. She's got some great layouts in there. Very talented lady. Thank you so much for joining me today. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed this, and we will see you again next time.